This conference will now be recorded.
Yes. So what we discussed in the last session?
Connecting to a database.
Yeah. What else in the connecting database? What we discussed?
Hi, Sujit.
Hey, hi, Ashwin. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, guys. Tell me. One second, guys. Is it a problem with my internet network or yours? I don't know. Actually, there is no cover from last 5 years. So I don't know how when it is going to be switched off my UPS. Let's start. We'll see. Yeah. So what we discussed in our last session. Quickly. Yeah. Many people are attended yesterday's session, right? Or gone through the videos as well. So what we discussed.
Sujit, you didn't send video.
That's fine. But what we discussed, that at least you need to tell now. Video I will send, that's fine. Because I didn't get the video, I just got right now. Before when you send a message, then only I can check. So I say I checked with them, now they send it. Okay, forget about that video. What you remember, not remember anything from last
We
session.
saw how to connect to an MySQL database from Mule application
Okay.
using the select
query,
and then we saw about externalization.
Yes, externalization. What are the steps involved in the externalization?
Setting up the YAML file, right? And then
you can see the numbers over there. I have given the numbering also for that. Able to see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Because in the preview,
creating YAML files and creating CP.
What is that CP?
The configuration procedure.
Configuration properties, correct. Yeah. First we have created an environment specific file. Then how that values are going to replace in your database configuration level. Yeah. What is the syntax we used in that database configuration? Yeah. To give a placeholder, what is the syntax we used?
Dollar and
Dollar
curly
brace, yeah.
Okay, let me show you practically. Then you maybe recognize this one. This is what I have given, right? In the dollar curly brace, in that we have written a property, right? Key, right? Now, understood about externalization concept yesterday? Now, one second. Yeah. So, if anyone open your project and see that externalizing concept here, anyone open this dev file are able to read the values? Are they able to read the values?
Yeah.
Yes, these are the credentials of my database. Okay, right? Now, instead of writing these plain values, why can't I encrypt these values? Can I do the encryption for this? Yes. How to do the encryption? In MuleSoft, see, normally encryption we can do by using many algorithms. In MuleSoft also we use a wide variety of algorithms. Right? So in MuleSoft, they have given one file, one jar file. Okay, in order to, this is got an application, that is one application, that is name is secure properties tool. Okay, by using the tool we can secure the values present in this file, right? So in order to execute that file, okay, first of all, where is that file? If you go to the labs and workspace, there you can see one secure properties tool executable jar. You can download this file from, if you open this externalization document, so if there is no recording, you can go through the documentation also, you can practice. Everything is crystal clearly written over there with the screenshots. Yeah, so just come down, see, these are the things we have seen yesterday, right? So just come to the step 3. There we have seen, we're talking about securing the properties, right? So just come down, there is something called, I mean, I have given a link where from where you can directly download from the website. Take this link. Which is pointing to docs. Yeah, so this is pointing to secure configuration properties. Come down, there is something called encrypt properties using the secure properties tool. You can download the jar file. Once you click on this link, it will download this secure properties jar file. You can directly download from the website, or else you can use from here itself. Okay, it's totally up to you. Right now, in order to execute this jar file, we need to fire some command. What is the command? The command also I have given here, you can see. What is this command? Can you please check here? What type of command it is? It is a Java command executing a jar file. Which jar file? Secure properties tool jar file, right? And you need to specify whether you are going to encrypt or decrypt, and what is the algorithm with the mode, and what is the key. While encryption, you need to give some key. What is the key? And what is the input file? Which file you want to encrypt? And after encryption, it will throw one file. Okay, it will give one encrypted file. What is the name you want to give for the encrypted file? Okay, by filling these values, you will be getting this command, executing a Java command, and we are giving a Java command executing a jar file called secure properties tool jar file, and encrypting by, and we are following the encryption. And which algorithm? So I'm, for example, I have taken a blowfish algorithm with this mode, and for simplicity, I use the A to P characters as a key. A to P alphabets, right? 16 characters we need to use for this algorithm. So A to P characters I used. Then what is the file name? Which file I want to encrypt? db-dev.yaml file I want to encrypt. After encryption, the encrypted file name I want to give this one, db-secure-dev.yaml file. So type the command. Go to the command prompt, cd to the directory, copy the command, right? Which file you need to place the file here in the same directory. From where I can get that file? From the resources. Copy that file and place it in the same directory. Now run the command. Closely monitor. If I run this command, are you able to see? Yeah, one file got generated, secured file. Right now, right now it got generated. So let me take that file to the resources part. Now open that secure file. Oh, it is throwing some errors. Why? What is the reason? If I hover the mouse, can anyone read this? Yes, guys, are we connected?
Maybe you need to escape the character.
Pardon?
Or maybe you need to escape some special character.
Sorry, Mike. Still, your problem is not clear with your mic. Sorry. Anyone else? It's what is there, it is written here. My need to escape special cats. No, 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 no. See, a small mistake everyone will do. Whenever we are trying to encrypt, that values should be in a quotations. Otherwise, my tool will not able to recognize that values. So we need to take that values into quotes. Now, can I do the same process again? Can you? Okay. Now, can you explain me? Sorry, can you guide me how to do entire process? Let me delete this secure file. Yeah. What is the process here in order to secure this dev file? If you're not responding, I need to go as usual normally. So now are you able to see any errors? No, right?
No.
So yesterday I said dollar curly brace represents what? How my mule, what my mule runtime will understand based on that? Dollar curly brace. It's a placeholder. Hash and square bracket represents what?
Data view language.
Data view. Here you can see exclamatory and square bracket.
Is encrypted values.
So encrypted values. Encrypted values. Right? Now, these are encrypted values. These values I want to pass to the database endpoint configuration. Right? So those are encrypted values, right? How that values will be read by my database configuration? No, we cannot. It cannot. So what to do? Before passing to this database, I want to decrypt that values. How to decrypt that values? By using the same key. Can we decrypt it? Yes. So
Yeah.
yesterday's session, in order to pick up particular specific file, we used one global element called configuration properties, right? But there is a plain. It will take a plain files, right? Now this configuration properties will not work for the secure files because after decrypting, then only the values will be passed to the database, right? So for decryption mechanism, we have one more global element called secure properties config. Let me comment out this first. Yeah. So let me go to the global element, and now you can see once I comment out that configuration XML configuration properties in that, automatically it got dehighlighted, right? Now click on create secure SEC. So is it available in your application level or at your Anypoint Studio level? No. So what you do? We need to get it from the we need to get it from the Exchange if it is not available. So click on search in Exchange. Yeah, just type for secure configuration properties. I'm just giving a keyword, it will fetch the first one. Click on finish. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to decrypt the values. So go to global element, create secure properties config. Now it is available. Yeah, what is the file name? Of course, I have only one file name. Let me hardcode that. db hyphen secure hyphen dev dot YAML file. And what is the key? I used A to P alphabets, right? Ensure that whenever if you copy paste, ensure that there is no space. Spaces also will be calculated as a character. And what is the algorithm? Blowfish algorithm. I'm using a Blowfish algorithm. Mule supports wide variety of algorithms, right? You can use any. So in this configuration, in the secure properties config, what I'm trying to do, I am trying to decrypt that values by using the same key. And how that values are going to replace in database configuration? Very simple. you need to write small change at a database configuration level. Secure : you need to add a prefix to the property. Secure : here also secure : okay, sorry. And here also password. So what I'm trying to do, I'm telling to the runtime that we are going to use secure values, that means encrypted values, right? Yeah, now go to the configuration XML and observe. This is the property which I have given. From the secure properties config, what I am trying to do, I am trying to decrypt that values by using the same key. Right, that values will be replaced in the host username and password. Can I deploy the application now and see whether it is working correctly or not? You guys are able to follow me?
Yes, Sujit.
Yeah. So what about us not responding?
Yes, Sujit.
Pranay? Yes.
Yes, Sujit.
Yes, Sujit.
Kishore, is it this part is it done in your previous batch?
Yeah. That's it.
Then this session is might be quite easy for you. So meanwhile, I will send a request. What is the request? I think it's a DB, right? 8081/DB is the path. Is it the same query I written? What is the query I written yesterday? Okay, brand name. So question mark product name equal to HP. Will I be getting only HP products? If I'm getting the only HP product, that means encryption and decryption is done perfectly fine. So am I getting only HP products here? Yes.
Yeah.
MTR because it's an app database. Yesterday also I did the same mistake. Yes, Apple products. So encryption, decryption, actualization, connecting the database, configuring the credentials, and switching between the environments. All you know now. Yes. Now, out of these projects, which are related to database, can you identify? Which are related to database? Can you identify?
The second one and the fifth one.
Yeah, second one and the fifth one, both are related to database module, right? Now, let me open the global elements in the Externalizing Start project. What are the global elements I have? HTTP listener, database config, and secure. Now let me open this database endpoint start project. In that project, what are the global elements I have? HTTP listener, database config. Assume that here also I'm using a encrypted file. So what are the common configurations we have in these two applications? HTTP, database, and secure, right? Now, what is the structure of a flow?
So
What is the
So process.
layer.
okay, this is the flow. What a method? What is the method? That means what is the functionality of the method? Functionality, what the method will do? Yeah, based on the inputs argument passed, it will execute the block of a code and will return some value. Yes or no? Right?
Yeah.
My flow, what it is doing, it will accept the request in the input request. Accordingly, it will execute some logic. and it will return
An
some
output.
value. Now, flow and method both are same. Can I call this flow as a method, right? Where we write the flows? In a configuration XML. Where we write the methods basically in a class files, right? So in object-oriented programming language, we will follow one principle. What is that principle? Single responsibility principle. That means every block should contain a small logic only. Okay. 1 second, guys. Unnecessary, it is creating a lot of issues. One second. I will remove that web WhatsApp first. Yes, sorry. So single responsibility principle. That means what? Every method should contain a single responsibility only. Of course, you can have a second method, and that method can be invoked from method one. That is a different story. But every method or every flow should contain a small logic. That means a very small logic, right? Then only your code is a best code. Okay, it will be treated as a best code, right? Why I'm telling all these things? See, what is the traditional approach previously they used to follow? Example, we have a very big application which is related to database. Example, right? This project is having some modules. Module 1, module 2, module 3. Like that, I have a 10 modules. If I want to test any of the module, entire project will be deployed to be tested, right? So what type of application it is? Monolithic application. Nowadays it is very common to see what type of architecture everyone follows. Yeah, same example. Nowadays it is common to see what type of architecture. Is it not a microservice architecture? What do you mean by microservice? See, in this application I have modules. Every module will be treated as a separate project and it will be deployed. Separate project. Assume that these modules are related to some database. Example, here in our projects, database endpoint and actualizing start project, two projects are related to database, right? So what are the common configurations? What are the configurations I required in order to deploy this module one as a separate project? HTTP, database, secure. If I want to deploy module 2, here also I required HTTP, database, and secure configurations. Like that, if you are deploying every module as a separate project, all these configurations are required. As a developer, if you have any common logic, common code, what you will think? Repeatedly, if there is any common logic, what you'll think as a developer?
You have it as a
Yeah.
different method, or you make it a library so it
Reusability.
can be called reusability.
Reuse, right? Instead of writing multiple times, write once and reuse that. Same concept apply here also. MuleSoft is given one project called Mule Domain Project. This Mule Domain project is not for writing common flows, not to write a common logic, but this Mule Domain project. In Mule, everything is about the configurations. So do you think that module 1 and module 2 are having some duplicate configurations? Yes, right? Instead of writing multiple times, I will try to write at my domain project level. That means I will configure at a domain project level. Now, I am not going to configure in a local project level. So when I try to deploy this application, before deploying, I want to refer this module 1 to the domain project. Then the mule domain project will be deployed and these configurations are available for use. So these configurations will inherit to the module 1. Same case with the module 2. If you want to deploy this module 2, you need to refer to the domain project. That configurations will be inherited. Correct? And one more point, very important point. This mule domain project is not for writing a common flows. Why? What is the reason? Anyone can tell me why it is not allowed? Why can't I write this common flows? If it different from each requirement. No, that's what. If you have any common logic, then if the requirement is different, that is different story. But if you have a common logic, can I write a common logic in this domain project or not? We cannot write a common flows because whenever you create a mule application, one XML will be created. How many tabs we are able to see there? Tabs. That means here it's a message flow, global element, and a configuration XML. Correct? What you write in a message flow?
Yeah.
What we write in a message flow?
We'll write the flow, all the
flows.
Yeah.
Graphical representations. What we write in a global element?
it's called
Global elements.
Global elements
Configuration.
relevant to the project.
configurations.
Configurations, right? Global configurations. Yes, Johnny. Configurations. In this configuration XML,
Other
it's a
XML.
combination of these two in a XML format, right?
Yep.
In the mule domain project also, it will create one XML file. But here we have in the design itself, we have a two tabs. One is global element and one is configuration XML. So by design itself, they are not giving any option to write a flows. Okay. Understood theoretically why I am doing this domain project. Till now, all the projects are deployed under which domain? All the projects till now on your Anypoint Studio are deployed under which domain? Have you observed that?
Localhost, right? So which is the
No,
default domain.
no, not that one, not that one. Not URL domain. When you deploy the application, there you might have seen status, application name, in between something.
Default?
What is that? Default domain. Now I am trying to create my own domain, customized domain. I want this module 1, that means the project 1, to be deployed under this customized domain. So all these things we'll see. So let me import a project, or else let me create a new project. File new, or else can anyone do for me? Okay, let me create a mule domain project, then I will talk about that. Then I will give a chance to you. So domain demo. Yeah, one XML code created, another XML, how global element configure XML. Two, I'm able to see only two global elements and a configuration XML. Now, what is our idea? Instead of writing global in locally, that means if I want to deploy this Actionalizing Star project, I should not have that global elements. What are the global elements I have here? HTTP listener, database config, and secure properties. Yes or no? Right? Global elements. Common global elements between the database endpoint and Actionalizing Star project. These are in common. delete that. I don't want that common config, that means configurations which are in a local. So if I save it, it is giving some errors. Why?
Global
Yeah,
elements.
Because it's missing those global elements.
because we don't have a global elements which is referencing it. Here this file is referencing to what? HTTP listener config. Is it present here? No. Now what to do? We need to refer this externalizing start project to the domain project. Before referring, I want to create the configurations in a domain project. So can you please guide me how to create the 3 configurations quickly? Yeah, what are the 3 common configurations we have? That configuration I want to write here. Create
Global HTTP.
it is not available. So I need to get it from the exchange at a domain demo level, not be available. So what to do? Click on manage module. See, normally search in exchange option will be available in the, under the parent when if we have a message flow tab. If you click on message flow tab, now the palette is available, right? In the domain project, there is no message flow, no palette. So how to get any module from exchange? Manage module. Under the Mule project modules, click on a plus sign from exchange. So what? Quickly tell me. HTTP
Config.
next is what? Database connector, and what else? Along with the HTTP connector, you'll be getting a socket also. What else? Secure configuration.
Yeah.
Mule secure configuration. I'm just bringing from the exchange to the project level. Yeah. Now, please guide me quickly. Create HTTP
Listener config.
listener config. Next is I know I'm going to use a secure properties. So let me take that encrypted file from the project level to the domain project level. Next, let me create a secure configurations. Secure configuration properties. That means secure properties configuration is available. What is the file name? db hyphen secure hyphen dev.yaml file. Yesterday I told instead of dev we can give a placeholder, dynamically we can pass that value, right? While you are practicing, please do the same. What is the key?
ABCD.
I'm going to encrypt. What is the algorithm? Blowfish algorithm.
That's it.
Yeah. Next, what is the next step?
Database config.
Database config. Mine is MySQL. I need to configure a Maven dependency
1.17.
8.0.17. Yeah. What is the host I can give?
Localhost.
No. Instead of localhost, I need to get it from the
Database.
file. So placeholder.
Yeah.
Secure : db dot
Host.
port number
30. Yeah.
username
db.user.
password
db.password.
and what is the database name?
My training DB, right? Or Mule training DB.
Mule training DB. It's okay. Mule training DB. So 3 configurations I have done. Now in the externalizing start project, I need to refer. How to refer? Right click on the start project, properties, click on this Mule project. Okay, now you are able to see the default. By default, it's a default domain. Now I want to click on the customized domain. That means if you click on a drop down, what are the customized domains you have created? That will be listed here. Now immediately you can see, if I apply and close, the errors are gone at an experiencing start project, and it is referencing to project domain demo. Yes, but are you able to see some warnings there? At a project level, are you able to see some warnings in the pom.xml? What are the warnings? I will hover the mouse onto that. Can you please read it?
So because there's a YAML file still sitting in the project.
YAML file? No. See, in this Accelerating Start project, yesterday I have configured some database connection, HTTP, what is it, SQL connection and all, right? Where the dependencies will be added in the pom.xml file, right? Now, in the domain project also I have a pom.xml which I added as a dependencies. Here also you can see same dependencies. When I refer this Accelerating Start project to domain project, is it not a duplicate configuration? Yes, right. That is why it is showing as a warning. So previous versions it is showing as an error. It was showing as an error. Right now it is showing as an error, a warning. There is a difference between error and a warning. Right? Error means definitely you need to clear, then only it will go for a deployment. So this one is what? Yeah, error is one, and warnings. Right? This is a warning. Warnings can be ignored. No need to worry about it. So now you can ask me a question. How my Mule runtime will understand which configuration is to be taken from where? Yeah, once you refer this to domain project, always it will take the configurations from the domain project only if it is duplicated. Got it? Let me deploy this Accelerating Start project. Okay, it is already running. Okay, let me stop the server. Now I deployed, right? Which application I deployed? Accelerating Start project or domain demo?
Externalization.
Accelerating. Now, can you please tell me, both the projects will be deployed or only Accelerating Start project?
Only
Both.
externalization.
Only Accelerating. It is not added as a dependency, just it is referencing to domain demo. What I discussed here, if you are deploying M1, a module 1 a separate project, we need to refer to domain project, then the domain project will be deployed and these configurations are available for use. So first domain demo, that means the project domain project will be deployed. After that, under the domain demo, your Accelerating Start project is getting deployed. Previously, what is the status we used to see in the domains? It's a, yeah, what we are able to see here in the under the domain. It's a default domain. Now you can see default also deployed. Got it? That is why you are able to get a response, same response. Got it? Sir, no.
So just,
Yeah, please.
yeah. So is it very common to see Like I'm assuming, so in a company-wide real-life scenario, there is going to be just one domain, right? That will be used, or is it common to have multiple domains running? I'm
That's
asking in a
what
real-life scenario.
it could be a multiple also, no? If you have multiple projects, if you have some common logic, not logic, common configurations, then why can't we use that? Why can't we share the domain to all other applications as well?
Okay.
So, okay, very good question you asked. Till now, where we deployed the application?
Now local server, right?
Anypoint Studio and local host. Now assume that you are going to deploy this Externalizing Start project on a production runtime. That means standalone runtime. Now, can you please tell me how to do it? First of all, we need to export applications out of a studio. Do you want to export two applications or only Externalizing Start project? Since you are referencing to the domain project. Yeah.
Only explanation will be enough, right?
Why? Again, same question. Previously also the same thing. Why only explanation? That explanation is referencing to domain project, right? That domain project also to be deployed and it should be available.
Yeah.
So both the Externalizing Start project and domain project, if a domain is already available, not required. Yeah. So we need to export these two applications out of a studio. Two jar files you will get. So where you will place the jar files in order to deploy? Yeah. What is a standalone runtime? Let me open the structure of a standalone runtime so that you can understand and tell it easily. Yeah, how to start a runtime, how to deploy your application. Can you please tell me? Yeah, where you are going to deploy your application? The jar file. Oh my God. I think forgot. You guys forgot?
Anypoint platform.
No. Standalone runtime, on-premises runtime I'm talking about. Yeah. In the bin folder, you will start a runtime. After that, go to the apps folder. There you will place a application. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Two files you are getting. One is mule application file, one is jar file. The one is this one, domain project. Are you going to place these two files under apps folder? There is one more folder. You can see the domains. By default, if you open that, you can see the default domain, right? So you need to place your mule application under the apps folder, and you need to place the domains jar file under domains folder. Okay. Now, when you start a runtime, I can try to execute that application, and in that application, we are referencing to the domain project, right? So my mule runtime will check in a domains folder. Okay, is that I mean, whatever the file, whatever the project it is referencing to, is it available or not? If it is available, it will execute. That means it will be deployed, and the configurations are available for use, right? So my apps in that apps folder, whatever the application you placed, that will be deployed under a default, sorry, not default, customized domain. Yes or no? Can you please do it for me? This is the task which I am giving. Can you do it for me? I think almost I told the answer also. Just you need to implement it. Create a domain project and export that up to domain project and the other project, externalize that, and then you can, what you'll do, then you can deploy on a standalone runtime. So basically, what is the use of this domain project? What you understood from this? Yeah.
So you can push all common configurations to the domain level.
Common configurations. Mule is only about the configurations mainly, right? Okay, I will stop here. Okay, because I need to start the transformers as the first application. I'll stop here.
So just one more question. Can the domains talk to each other?
Can domains, two domain projects, you mean to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't try it. Let me try. I don't think so it will work. Let's see. No, no, it is not. Hello?
Hello. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
See, what is this option here? What you are able to see this option? If I'm deleting the project from the workspace, it's asking you to delete from the system workspace also. Not only from Anypoint Studio, it is asking you to delete from the directory as well. Only if you delete from here, it will be present under the workspace. Johnny 8:30 p.m. workspace is there, right? In my drive, it will be present. The project will be present over there. Got it? If you check box that, if you select that box, it will be deleted from there also. Got it? Whenever you are importing any application and if you're trying to delete it, you select that option, and that importing, that means start project or solution project, will be deleted from that workspace. Okay, please be careful. Okay, guys. Yeah, thank you. We'll start with the transformers tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I will upload the recording right away. Yesterday's recording. Today's recording, I will ask them to push as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you.